Hello. Hello, everyone. So good to have you here. Oh my gosh, Renee. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Clever. I'll introduce myself. My name is Alana Selvig, and I'm so happy you guys are here today. I'm a missionary. I am currently in Lima, Peru. We're on day, 95 today of mandatory quarantine, so we're pushing through. We're doing great, but we have some fun news that we're going to share today in regards to life missions, what Camino de Vida is doing in Peru and everything. And I'm super pumped. Guys, this is my first time doing a live, so bear with me as I do this. But I'm super excited. I'll just wait until we get a few more people joining us, and I will have our wonderful speakers today hop on with me. So, okay, so I'll just get started. So, again, like I said, my name is Alana Selvig. I am a missionary here at Camino de Vida. It's a church in Lima, Peru, and we have a million different things going on, but specifically today we wanted to address what life missions is all about and what we're doing that's a new thing, a kind of a new way of doing missions and mission trips specifically. We've posted a few different things talking about a virtual mission trip, and we haven't put any details out yet just because we want to be able to share that with you face to face. So here we are today doing that. And so I want to invite Paige and Stalin, if you guys could hit the request button, we can go ahead and get this interview going. And I'd love to chat about virtual mission trips and life missions. Okay. Just waiting for 1 second. Hi!
Hello, hello.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good!
Awesome.
So good to see you.
So good to see you too. Thank you for joining today. I know you guys are on the team for life missions, but we wanted to get some questions answered and kind of get a feel for what's going on with life missions these days, what's going on with Peru, Camino de Vida, and everything like that. So thank you guys so much for joining us. First of all, I would love for you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your history with Camino de Vida, with Peru, missions, and all of that. Kind of give a little bit of a synopsis.
Yeah.
Light work.
You want to start?
Yes. Well, my history with Peru started 35 years ago because I'm Peruvian, and I've been in Camino de Vida for 12 years now, and love my home, love my church, but went to the seminary when we had a seminary in Camino de Vida. That was a long time ago. Wow. Yep. And now we have ministry school, which is IDL, and it's an awesome place to come and learn. And but that would be for another talk. But yes, been planted in my home Camino de Vida for 12 years. Like I said, I've been able to also serve with the life missions team for many years, and been able also to see all the transitions and the awesome stuff that God has been doing all these years. And I'm married to this beautiful lady, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been married for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in January. And I've been a missionary here in Peru for it'll be 7 years. It'll be 7 years in October. Crazy to think of. I actually got connected with Camino de Vida through mission trips. And so the very first experience I ever had with missions, I came here to Peru on a mission trip with Camino de Vida, and I obviously loved it. I fell in love with missions. I fell in love with the country and with the church. And after a few mission trips, I knew God wanted me to be a missionary. I just didn't know what that meant or how that was going to happen. And one of the missionaries here, he was like, hey, I see that you have a call to missions. Why don't you just come and serve with us for a year? And Pastor Robert always says, just, you know, give God a year of your life and watch him change it. And so that's what I did. And I've been here ever since.
Yeah, huge. Wow, thank you for sharing that. Guys, for those of you that are just joining us, I just want to reiterate that this is Paige and Stalin Solis. They are the incredible couple that are in charge of life missions, and we are grateful to have them here. So thanks for giving that background. So I wanted to talk about kind of the timeline of what life missions has looked like in the past, kind of at the start, and then kind of work our way into the now and what our progression is for the future. So Stalin, could you kind of talk about, since you mentioned that you've been with Camino de Vida for a number of years, you've worked with the group, with when we say groups, we're talking about mission trips that come to Peru, primarily from the United States, other countries as well. But could you kind of share with us about what those trips look like in the past and kind of how they changed over time?
Yeah, it's been an awesome experience to see. Like I said in the beginning, all the transition and how things have changed. I mean, almost 10 years ago when I started doing and serving in this part of the ministry, I've always seen all the teams enjoyed their time here, and it's always been an awesome experience, of course. We believe our church is like a gate church for the city. So whatever God is doing, whatever wind He's bringing here, we feel like God has put our church to take that and then expand it through the nation. And one of the things that our pastor has always led us to is to earn the right to be heard, because people won't listen to us telling them what they need to do, but they'll hear us. They give us their ear if we serve them with love and with that consistency that we've been doing for years. So I'm saying this because we had, like, say, activities that were relevant for that moment 10 years ago, but now we have like 20, 30, 40 more doors that have opened. So things that we used to do and that we still do is the wheelchairs. We still do wheelchairs, and it's something that we love. And Camino de Vida is one of the key partners of a free wheelchair mission in the world, and we have the privilege to serve in this region, and we've been doing it for so many years. So that we still do, but now we've added so many other things because through service, we've not only earned the right to be heard, but also doors have been opening. So there's so many other things that we can do and have different kinds of schedules and also according to the age group of each team that comes from the States. And so I've seen the influence of the church grown, and that trickled down in what we do as missions. So that's been awesome to see.
That's really cool. That's really awesome. So Paige, can you kind of take off from where Stalin left off and kind of walk us through what it's looked like maybe in the past couple of years? And then we'll kind of lead into what this next idea of a virtual mission trip looks like.
Yeah, for sure. So like I said, I've been here for a number of years, about 7 years. And I think ever since I got here, I was able to, in one way or another, hop in with teams and be a part of that. And so I've loved just seeing over the years, like Stalin said, how doors have opened for Camino de Vida in just different areas of ministry. And one of the DNAs of our church is being relevant. In Spanish, it's relevancia. For those of you that want to learn a Spanish word today, that's your Spanish word of the day, relevancia. That's one of our core DNAs as a church. And it shows with everything that we do. We're always changing. Our pastor always says that the only constant is change. And so we're always changing. We're always adapting. We're always trying to, and we always are being relevant to what's going on and to what's happening. And so, over the past however many years, we've always had mission teams come here and we've been able to do outreaches with them. Stalin mentioned a few, the wheelchairs, other ones like orphanages, going and serving orphanages, serving in different capacities with that. And then also just doing different things like food distributions and going to different parts of Peru, going to the jungle, building houses, building churches. There's a lot that we've been able to do. And now, now that this whole pandemic happened, we've had to figure out a way to be relevant to this time. So that's where the idea of the virtual mission trips came about.
And also, we started as a church doing this thing called Haciendo Iglesia, and it's an awesome movement of God that just started a few years ago, and it's our pastor's heart to help other churches to get prepared, to get ready for the next generation, to start taking steps toward reaching the next generation. And so we have so many bridges that have been built because of that with other churches nationwide. And something that we love about our home is that we're not, it's not like an exclusive thing of Camino de Vida. We're very inclusive. So there's an opportunity to serve even in other places to help meet the need of other ministries that are in the nation or even outside of Peru. So that's a big thing too.
That's huge. I'm so glad you mentioned that. So Paige and Sally, you guys both just rattle off a ton of different things that is going on at the Vida. And if anyone doesn't know about that, we will for sure be addressing those things in future lives and future posts just to kind of give an idea of what's going on. But I still love those ideas that you guys were quoting, you guys, about being relevant and being a bridge to the United States, to the world, to connect people with what God is doing here, what his move is here. Super cool. So Paige, you kind of touched on it already, but what was the reaction initially when we got the news of, hey, so there's a pandemic happening and we're all going to have to stay at our houses. We aren't going to tell you that it's going to be at least 100 days, but here's the current circumstances. What was y'all's reaction to that? And also what kind of spurred on this idea of what a virtual mission trip is going to look like?
Yeah, so we're on day 95 of a mandatory lockdown in our country. Crazy. And like Alana said, we're going to be going on 100+ days before the quarantine ends. And so initially it was 2 weeks. We were told 2 weeks of quarantine, and then after those 2 weeks ended, they said, okay, we have to add another 2 weeks. And so the government was very, very strategic in handling that. It was very, very good, but we were very surprised as well to know that the quarantine kept extending and extending and extending. And so we, as our life missions team, we were like, okay, well, what can we do? What should we do? What do we do? How do we stay relevant to how things are changing? And I love this analogy that our Pastor Robert, always says. He talks about a boxer in a ring, and he says, the boxer has a plan of action when they go into the ring, but the plan changes when that first punch hits. You have to roll the punches. And so that's what we want to do. That's what we're doing, is we're rolling with the punches. We together as a team came up with this virtual missions trip idea, and we are just so excited to be able to now actually launch it and to be able to actually invite churches and small groups to be a part of it. So it's very exciting. Very exciting.
So awesome. I love that analogy. We were just talking about that in one of the things this week about that analogy, that it's just like, you can plan all that you want, but then the moment a pandemic hits and punches you in the face, you got to readjust and rethink what your next move is. So I love that. Exactly. So Paige and Stalin, so if I were a church or, a small group or a family or a mission team or a mission department, and I was thinking about being part, I still wanted to be part of what's going on in Peru, but didn't really have an opportunity to do that. How would can you talk me through the process of what a virtual mission trip is and why we're doing it?
Yeah, for sure. That's a great question. you know, there's a lot that we still don't know right now as far as when this quarantine is going to end. It's supposed to end at the end of this month. We don't know that for sure. But we do know that we wanted to create a way for teams and churches to still stay connected with what's going on this side of the world as far as missions is concerned. And so this idea of the of the virtual mission trips birthed. And it basically, if you guys want to connect in any way, what you can do is with your church or with your small group, you can go to lifemissions.com and you're going to see a tab that says get connected. And go to that, read about our virtual mission trips. Pastor Robert has a video that he's done to introduce the virtual mission trips, and it just so explains the heart of our church and why we're doing this. And then right then and there, you can actually click to fill out a form just telling us a little bit more about yourself. And that form comes directly to our Life Missions account. And so then we're able to respond and just get you guys set up with a trip. And so basically, those are the two ways. So either a small group setting or a church setting would be ideal. And then once you guys fill out the form, send it in, then we're able to connect with you. We're able to connect with your church, with your small group, and set up your virtual mission trip. And so that could be, yeah. And I love this idea too, because it's so versatile. It can be a one-day mission trip. It could be a week-long mission trip. It's very much, because it's all virtual, it's very much whatever your time frame allows and whatever you want it to be.
And if I may add, because part of the question was why, I'd like to kind of quote what Pastor Robert said, our pastor said and on the video. He said, stay connected and disconnect. Okay. And what it means is stay connected to what God is doing in the world, and disconnect to what's going on in the world with the pandemic, because that's not everything that's going on. God is still moving. The church is still shining. And by seeing what's happening here, you might open your eyes and also see what other churches, your own church, is doing, and be pumped to be part of it and to be encouraged, I think. Anyway, that could be a great reason to do it too.
That's awesome. You better preach that, Stalin. That's awesome. So with that, so if I were a small group or my church, I love that we can. We're doing a big scale, but also small scale. So with that, it's like this cool kind of mixture of like virtual missions brings us into this kind of new playing field of what can actually be done. And so can you kind of give us an explanation of like how long it would be, or what exactly people would be how they would be part of it? We have the why, we have what the actual project is, but let's talk a little bit about how I can be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. So like I said, after you fill out the form and send that in, then we'll connect to talk about specifics of how we can set up the trip. And so essentially we want churches, we want small groups to feel like if they were actually here, like what would they get to experience? We want them to feel that same thing back home, whether that be inside their home or inside their church. And so, when you're here on a mission trip, what kind of things do you experience? You experience devotionals within your team. And so that's one of the things that we're going to be sending out is devotionals that actually our Life Missions team has been recording. Another one of the things that you get to do is you are heavily involved in the outreaches that we do. And so essentially with this, our Life Missions team is going to be the ones that are going out on the field, that are going to be involved with the outreaches. And then the teams in the churches back home are going to be connected through either lives, Instagram lives, or also we have the platforms of Facebook or YouTube. And then that way they get to stay connected with what's going on here, get to see the people, get to hear the culture, see the culture, feel the culture. I don't know about that one, all the different aspects. We want everyone to feel like they're actually here. And then at the end of the week or the end of the day, whatever that might be, we're going to be sending a video, basically a recap video of what the team got to experience and how they were able to be part. And so those are some of the different aspects. We also want to do things like have our churches and teams get to have talks and hangouts with our pastors. One of the biggest and the best things for me every single time, every single missions trip, is just getting to hear from Pastor Robert and Karen on their heart for missions, their story, why they're here, how the church got to be what it is today. And so we want to implement all those different things into these trips, so that way every team can experience what it's like to be on a mission trip with Community Vida.
Yeah, I love that. I love that all of that is encompassed in being personalized and personal. And that not only like United States or a church or a mission team to Peru, but it connects us to them. It brings this part and this like, hey, I want to know what you're going through, and we want you guys to see what we're doing. So let's bring a partnership into it. I love that. So we've talked about, you know, what it's going to look like and how we're going to move forward in it. So I just lost my train of thought. So thank you guys for sharing all of that. I don't know, should we open it up for questions if anyone has any? Like what we said before, this is a new thing that we're doing. So we are by no means experts. Clearly, I just lost my train of thought. So, I mean, we are completely new to this, but we're really pumped and really excited to have a lot of people jump in and go, you know, all the way forward with it. We're super excited about it. Do you guys have anything else that you guys want to share about it before we kind of bring it all to a little bit of a close?
Two things. One is there's one thing we can promise you will have that you won't experience, and it's the food.
Oh,
food. You won't be. That's the only thing that we haven't figured out yet how to send that out. But I think it's just an opportunity for anyone who is interested. And I'll say it again in what the church is globally. I love the way our pastors explain missions and live missions, because it's not the us and them both ways. It's us, the church, and I think it's an opportunity. I don't know if might be exaggerating, a lifetime opportunity, but it is an awesome and it's a great opportunity for anyone who wants to experience the church, what God is doing in the world.
Yeah, I love that. I love that it's like all that we've been talking about too. It brings it to that idea that we're a bridge. Like here's the States, here's Peru, and Life Missions is that bridge that connects people. Especially like what's so wild is that we are in our homes still. That we are like we're not like you guys and myself. We're in the same city, and yet like the last day of freedom. Well, I guess like freedom to move about. I was actually at your house, and that was
we haven't seen you in 95 days.
That is insane. Oh, I had a question. So would I need to speak Spanish if I want to be a part of this?
It's a great question. We actually have a team of translators that are still connected with Life Missions, and so you don't have to speak Spanish, praise God, to be on a mission trip with us, just like you wouldn't have to speak Spanish if you were coming here on a mission trip. No, we definitely are going to be able to translate everything when we're in the field, when we're on an outreach. We're going to have translators there to be part and to help you guys navigate and understand what's going on. So don't worry about that for sure.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I know that would be that would come up for those that are actually a question that I've gotten a number of times is what language is spoken in Peru, and so naturally it's like Spanish. Let's learn it. But hey, it's super awesome that we have translators that people are able to join in. Grandparents can jump in. You know, young children can jump in. It's a all demographic outreach. And that's what's so cool, that we're able to actually connect with more people than we even were beforehand. Because now teams aren't having to take all this time to actually get here, which we still want people to do when borders open and all of that. But what's incredible is that people are still able to be connected here. So that leads me to one more question. Does this cost anything? Do I need to pay? Do I need to, write a check or what have you?
The answer is no. No, it does not cost anything. We are, our whole goal, our church's whole goal with this is to, like we've all been saying, is just to connect you, to connect churches in the States and teams with what's going on here in Peru. And so that's our whole goal with this. There's no cost involved, not at all. It's very easy. Like we said in the beginning, just go to lifemissions.com and fill out the form, and we'll be able to contact you within 24 hours and get a virtual missions trip set up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm so excited. Like this whole day, I've just been like, so excited about this. So you guys can stay on with me. I'm just gonna throw out there just a few extra things, and then we will close this out in a few minutes. But first of all, guys, those of you that are already here, if you're not following us, follow us. If you have friends that want to take part in this experience, send them to our page, send them to our website. Like what Paige and Stalin were saying, it's at lifemissions.com, lifemissions.com. And our Instagram handle is CDV Life Missions. And we're going to continue to be posting more updates. We want to continue to do these lives as well. We want to keep informing you guys, getting face to face with everyone and interacting with people. I saw some comments earlier that were awesome. Stephanie suggested that we write down some awesome recipes if we want to do food, and how incredible it is that multiple different types of people can join in on this experience. So it's going to be super fun. Another thing too is that we need prayer, guys. This is a huge new project, and clearly the whole world needs prayer, but we also want to connect with you guys on what's going on in your world, what's going on with your church, with your small group, with your missions team. We want to connect like heart to heart, like what Paige was explaining earlier, that not only is it personalized, but it's personal. So we want to connect personally and spiritually, but we want you guys to partner with us as well. So, and I mean, lastly, we want you to sign up for a virtual mission trip. That's what this is all about. We're still new at this, but we're so excited for what this new venture looks like. And we know that the Holy Spirit is going to create just exponential change and healing in Peru, in the country and beyond. Like what John was saying about Hacienda Iglesia, we're connected with churches in other countries and leaders across the world. And so it's a global perspective, global outreach, which is super phenomenal.
Should we announce who's going to be here next week?
You can do the honors, Paige. Go right ahead.
Yes. So we have Pastor Daniel Gutierrez that's going to be here with us next week. Yes, he's one of our awesome executive pastors on staff at Camino de Vida, and we're very excited to get to hear from him.
Wow.
So we're going to, like Alana said, be doing these lives each week. So
yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. Pastor Danny is incredible. I met him in Minnesota. We have some funny backstory with that, but he's an incredible part of this team. So you guys do not want to miss out. Like for real, just grab a bowl of popcorn. He's going to spit some crazy fire and talk to us about amazing things, and our minds are just going to be blown together. It's going to be a choice. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, so that will conclude our time here. Again, thank you guys so much for hopping on with us. This is the Life Missions team at Camino de Vida in Lima, Peru. We want you to sign up for a virtual mission trip on lifemissions.com, and we will bring you more updates as they come, and we have a lot of fun things in store for you. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope to see you soon.
bye.
Bye. Thank you.